From Louisiana's home team, this is Fox-8 Morning Edition at 8 a.m.
Who is this guy? He used to be Birdman.
I like that poster.
You wrote this adaptation?
I did, yeah.
And you're directing and starring in your adaptation. That's ambitious.
Are you afraid people will say you're doing this play to battle the impression that you're a washed-up comic strip character?
Absolutely not. That's why 20 years ago I said no to Birdman 4.
Well, it's getting rave reviews already, and some are calling Birdman the best film of the year. NOLA.com, the Times-Picayune's movie critic Mike Scott joining us now with more on that and a few creepy films hitting the big screen this weekend. A very good morning to you.
Good morning.
All right, Birdman. So what's the deal with this movie?
I'm one of those people who are calling it the best film of the year.
Really?
Yeah, it blew me away. It's the full package film. Michael Keaton, as you saw in that clip, plays a guy who became famous playing an iconic superhero, just like Keaton did with Batman. In this case, it's Birdman. And so to reinvigorate his career all these years later, he decides to direct and star in a Broadway play. And so what you get a cool behind the scenes peek at a Broadway play. You also, though, get sort of an indictment of Hollywood's enthusiasm for superhero pictures, brainless superhero pictures, and the audiences who allow that to happen. In addition, you get great performances from Michael Keaton, who is phenomenal, Edward Norton, Emma Stone, great cast here. And then it's also a technical marvel. The writer-director, Alejandro González Iñárritu, shot the whole thing to look as if it's one continuous take, the whole movie. And
wow.
it's kind of some movie magic because he really does pull it off. So there are all these different levels you can enjoy this movie on. I don't go see a whole lot of movies twice. This is one I can't wait to go see again because I know that there's a lot that I missed the first go around.
Wow.
So this is every week I like to tell you if there's one movie you go see this week, this is the one. If there's one movie you go see this year, Birdman. It's the best I've seen so far this year.
Okay.
Good
we'll
stuff.
be looking out for that.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
surprising. All right, now, okay. Horns. We got a couple of different movies.
It's Halloween, right? So you got to have some Halloween type
sure.
fare. Horns is one that stars Harry Potter actor Daniel Radcliffe in a weird story based on a book by Joe Hill, who's actually the son of Stephen King. So there's some creepiness there in the DNA. Radcliffe plays a guy who wakes up one morning to find a pair of horns growing out of his forehead.
No, I hate when that happens.
It presents obvious problems, right? Putting on a hat can be a problem. But he finds out that these aren't just regular horns. They've got they give him an ability where when people talk to him, they want to bare their innermost souls, which proves really handy for him when he has to go find out who really killed the woman he's accused of killing. So you get this, it's sort of a conventional murder mystery under it all, sort of a police procedural murder mystery, just dressed up with these this crazy idea of the horns and the supernaturalness that actually elevates the film a little bit. It wouldn't have been too much of a film if not for that aspect. And so this is a fun movie. If you're looking for a Halloween film, this does what it sets out to do fairly well.
Okay, reminded me of Goat Boy on Saturday Night Live.
Right, yeah.
That's kind of what it looked
I'm not
like.
going to do the goat voice.
No,
You can
not
if you
at all.
want.
Not at all. That was our director. All right, and then we also have Before I Go to Sleep and Nightcrawler.
Right.
Two movies here along the same.
Right. One of them is Jake Gyllenhaal. The Nightcrawler stars Jake Gyllenhaal as a guy who sort of stumbles into what ends up being his calling, and that's covering overnight crime stories for a Los Angeles television station. And here what we get is sort of an indictment of the if it bleeds, it leads mentality of so many media outlets today. And this is one where really it's his performance that really sells the thing. It's a smart movie. It's got something to say, but Gyllenhaal's performance is getting raves. And so this one is getting really positive reviews all around.
Wow. Okay, and then we saw just a brief clip of Before I Go to Sleep.
It's a thriller based on the book of the same name, stars Nicole Kidman and Colin Firth. This one, the consensus on this one is the story is sort of ordinary. It's got some twists in it, but really the performance is obviously, you got Nicole Kidman and Colin Firth. You're going to get some good acting, and it delivers on that front. Other than that, it's just sort of a middle-of-the-road thriller.
Lots of thrillers at the theater this weekend, just in time.
It's the perfect time for it.
And we were talking about some of the old school classics, like the regular Halloween. Those are always fun to watch, too.
Yeah, and they're all over TV, all over cable this
Right.
weekend, so there's plenty there.
All right, Mike Scott with NOLA.com, Times-Picayune. Thanks a lot.
Always glad to be here.